What is going on, college basketball fans? Today we got a huge transfer portal update because the number one player in the portal, Hunter Dickinson, has made his decision and committed to the Kansas Jayhawks next season. Now, this is a massive pickup for head coach Bill Self. Hunter Dickinson has been one of the best centers in college basketball for Michigan the past few years, so this is a massive pickup. We're going to get into it, break it all down here in just a minute. I just want to say subscribe if you guys are new, hit that like button, and yeah, guys, let's go. So, like I said, Hunter Dickinson has been one of the best centers in college basketball over the past two seasons. Last year for Michigan, he did average 18.5 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, an assist per game, and almost 2 blocks per game. He picked Kansas over other teams that he visited, such as Villanova, Maryland, Kentucky, and Georgetown, and it seemed like all those teams had a legit shot at trying to pick up Hunter Dickinson, but Kansas gets their guy, and this, in my opinion, makes Kansas top-tier championship contenders for next season. I mean, just looking at their roster, looking at their other transfer portal pickups this offseason, they are shaping out to be a very good team next season and probably the favorites once again in the Big 12 Conference. The other transfer portal pickups that they have picked up so far, along with Hunter Dickinson, has been Nick Timberlake, the transfer out of Towson. He was a really good player, averaged 17 points per game, really athletic, and a really good shooter. That is a huge piece to add to this team. They also picked up Morris, who was a freshman last season at Texas. Did not have that big of a role at Texas, but was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school with a lot of potential. And there towards the end of the season for Texas, really started to look like he was expanding his role as a shooter on that team. So those are really good pickups, and there may be more pickups to come still for this Kansas team. And so the other players that Kansas is looking to maybe bring in also this offseason, the first one is Jalen Tyson. Now, Jalen Tyson, it would honestly surprise me if he does decide to commit to Kansas. There is still quite a few teams reaching out to him, and with Kansas already picking up other guards like Arterio Morris and Nick Timberlake, and also bringing in a freshman 5-star guard in Marco Jackson, I mean, what is Jalen Tyson's role really going to be on this Kansas team? I mean, it would still be a great pickup to add some depth to this team if they can get him, but the real big name that is going around that Kansas is probably going to end up with this offseason is Mackenzie Mgbako. Now, Mackenzie Mgbako did commit to Duke this season, and he is a incoming freshman this season, 5-star recruit, super good player, and he does play the forward position. And right now, after he decommitted to Duke, he is visiting with Kansas, Indiana, and Louisville, so those are looking like the three that are in the running for picking up Mgbako. Now, I think that out of these three teams, Kansas are the favorites right now. I would be very surprised if he decided to go to Indiana or Louisville. I think Kansas is really wanting him, especially because it is looking like Kevin McCullar is going to go to the NBA draft. Now, Kevin McCullar, if he does return, I could see Mgbako going to somewhere like Indiana or Louisville, but with McCullar most likely going out, I think Mackenzie Mgbako is going to be the starting small forward for this Kansas team. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into my projected starting 5 and bench for this Kansas team heading into next season. Starting at the point guard position, of course, we have Dejon Harris Jr. Now, Dejon Harris is one of the best passers in college basketball, and he may be the best passer returning to college ball next season, and he has a lot of really good players, a lot of talent around him. He is going to be able to dish out a ton of assists this year, and is going to be extremely fun to watch. Last season, he did average 8 points per game and over 6 assists per game. Super entertaining player to watch and a really good point guard, perfect for any team. I mean, Dejon Harris, if he's on your team, you definitely love him. He's not even on my team, and I love to watch him. At the shooting guard position, we do have Nick Timberlake, the incoming transfer out of Towson. He did average 17 points per game last season and also around 4 rebounds per game. Now, he is a really good pickup for the shooting guard position. He almost reminds me a little bit of like a Christian Braun-esque player, like a really good shooter, but also super athletic. I don't think he's quite as tall as guy like Christian Braun, but still he's going to be able to fill that type of role on this team. Now, at the small forward position, we might have Kevin McCullar, but is looking like he is probably going to enter the NBA draft. Has not made a final decision yet, but if McCullar does not return, I'm thinking it's going to be Mackenzie Mgbako, even though he has not officially committed to Kansas, and there are still 2 other teams that have a chance at picking him up. I would say he would probably be the starting small forward on this team. Now, say they don't get Kevin McCullough or Mgbako, I think they have to go out in the portal and try to pick up another forward to add to this team. But if not, they might have to start a third guard on this team, like an Marco Jackson or an Arterio Morris, which would not be great. So they definitely have to pick up another forward, if not Mgbako, if Kevin McCullough does not return to this roster. But at the power forward position, we do have KJ Adams Jr. Now, he did break out last season. He had a really good season, and I think his junior year this year, he is going to be super good once again. I'm very excited to watch what he can do this season at Kansas, because he improved a lot from freshman to sophomore. From sophomore to junior this year, KJ Adams is going to be a freaking beast. And at the center position, of course, we have the newly acquired Hunter Dickinson, one of the best centers in college basketball, and I think immediately he becomes the best center in the Big 12 Conference for sure. So Hunter Dickinson, a massive pickup here for this Kansas team, and he really rounds out this roster. On their bench right now, it is looking like Arterio Morris, Marco Jackson, and Ernest Uday are the three big players they have off their bench, but we will see who else they add. They also have some other incoming freshmen who could round out that bench as well, and they may, like I said, they may not be done in the transfer portal just yet. So I think that this Kansas roster is definitely the favorites in the Big 12 right now. I mean, we have other teams like West Virginia, TCU have been making a lot of moves in the transfer portal. Texas got a few more pickups again. They're going to be good. Houston's going to be good. Kansas State, Iowa State, like all these teams are really going to be good, and the Big 12 is going to be super deep once again. But if I had to bet money on any team to win the Big 12 regular season title this year, it would definitely have to be Kansas with the way that this roster is turning out. And I think that they are also one of the national championship favorites. If they are not the favorite to win the national championship next year, they are definitely top three. And here's my thing. They not only have this really good roster filled with a ton of talent, but they have the best active coach in college basketball right now in Bill Self. I think Bill Self is by far the best active coach in college basketball. There may be an argument for Tom Izzo, but I think he's definitely number 2 right now. And Michigan State's also going to have a squad this season. But let's talk about Bill Self, because I think that he is in his really good era where he is ready to make Final Fours and win championships year after year, similar to Jay Wright from 2016 to 2018, 2019, really all the way until he retired. Jay Wright was the best coach in college basketball through 2016 to 2019. I think that he was doing better than Coach K, Calipari, all those guys. Jay Wright was at the top of his game, and I feel that way about Bill Self right now. He is at the top of his game, and I feel like he's going to go out there and try to win another championship every single year for the rest of his career as the head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks. So that is going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about Kansas picking up Hunter Dickinson, and do you think they are one of the favorites to win the national championship at this point? Because I definitely think so. Also, let me know who else do you think the Kansas Jayhawks are going to pick up this season, and who do you think now is the new top target in the transfer portal that is still available at this point? I want to know all that down below in the comment section from you guys. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching.